What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys did over the weekend. I am curious. We celebrated a birthday over here in Phuket. It was awesome. And then on Sunday, I just chilled and relaxed and hung out and enjoyed some me time. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome in the house. We got Trial. What's happened? Anders, always good to see you. Anthony Monore, what's happening? Suvir, Anthony. Trade Intuition, Miran Berzan. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Today, first of all, we are going to talk about a lot of really important things. Of course, macro news. We got a special guest in the house who's going to be making an appearance, who some of you love him, some of you hate him. He speaks the truth. Some of you can't handle it. Some of you appreciate it. George or Jorge, what's happening? Jan, welcome. Thomas, what's up, guys? If you're here, smash the likes. Go to my Twitter, please, and retweet this and make sure that people watch it. That's the best thing you can do to help me. Again, I don't make money off my channel. I just try to give you news and information to give you the big picture, and we're going to learn how important that lesson is in this episode. We go into talking about somebody who bought Bitcoin a while back, was taught how to do it. Market dipped a little bit. He shit his pants, sold all his Bitcoin, and then today or recently bought back in at 10 times the cost. Don't be that guy. So, and again, if you're staying tuned until the end of the stream, you're going to want to do that. Why? Because on Friday's stream, let me share a screen real quick. We talked about Pegaxy, and we also bred this horse, get paid. And also, I don't know if we've gone through the comments yet, but we're going to give away like something else, maybe another 1,000 VIS or something. And potentially if we change the name. But I do like the name, and we're not done doing this kind of stuff, right? So so stay tuned for lots of really cool updates. Also, we're just going to start giving away JPunk's whitelist at random to people who are participating. So always make sure you're participating. Also, we love people that share. You have to be subscribed to win stuff, so make sure that you do that. And at the end of this live stream, we're going to actually go race, get paid over here, because in 27 minutes, 56 seconds, this beast, Miss Get Paid, can race. And we are fingers crossed for another W for this beast over here. Let's dive into the markets, guys. Bitcoin had an amazing pump over the weekend, and basically, we're not really sure what's going to do, but we're going to bring on a guest who might tell you a little bit more about what the hell is going on. Let's take a look at the overall crypto markets. It's nice to see everything is green. That led for a good weekend. People are more optimistic. And when sentiment is up, and as you can see, it's not huge pumps, but I mean, it's definitely better. And it was a nice breakout from the range that we were trading in for a long time. This like 34 to a resistance of 39 for a while. And it's, there's some new people up here in the top 100, but it's pretty much the most of the I can't believe that Magic Internet Money is still up here with all this stuff going on. I actually don't have too many developments on that, but we will look into that a bit further. And let's get let's bring in before we get into this, we'll bring in our guest today to talk about the markets. Welcome, guys. Coach K in the house.
What's up? How's it going, everybody? I got a little bit of sun yesterday.
Yeah, you look a bit red.
A little bit red.
So what's going on with the markets, man? Is this are we going up for good, or what's happening?
I mean, I was talking about this last week with you, and like I said, we're probably going to go up before we go down. So the dead cat bounce is kind of playing out. I think we're going to go a little bit higher. Bitcoin's actual chart is in a bull flag, so got to see how that plays out. But I do think we're going to go higher still, like I said, to that resistance around 50K, 48 to 52. And I think at that point will be the time where you should start thinking about what your plans are for if a bear market starts. You should be really getting your stuff ready for that, because very likely we're going to see that happen. Your plans going to have a bottoming out happen in, probably 10 months from now, around December, November, and then we'll start to rise back up. So, if you're really happy and seeing the market, that's what they want you to think. So just be careful and make good decisions, and don't be greedy in this time. If the market goes the way you like, be smart about where and what you do. Oh, thank you, sir.
Sorry, guys, he didn't come prepared.
Oh, thank you, sir. What up?
These are my shades that Coach got me, but I got them for you, buddy.
Thank you so much. So,
guys, better?
Is that cool?
Coach said that we have 3 more months in the bear market.
Only 3. When did I say that? No, we will have about 2 months. So what I predicted was in start of January, I said, very like we're going to wash out retail. That happened. Then I said, we're probably going to go up to 50 to 56. I still think we might go up to 56, but I think a more reasonable zone is around 48 to 52. So that's where I'll be, taking some more into, you'll see my crypto go down a little bit and my USDC go up, and I'll be patient and I'll be shorting the market. And if I'm wrong, I'm not going to risk more than I can afford to lose. So that's the key piece in any trade. Don't go too crazy. Just be calm about whatever you choose to do. Use 1 or 2% of your portfolio and never get wrecked. That's the whole point.
Come in a little closer.
All right, I'm coming closer.
Okay, so usually we have a micro coach on the TA, but today, what an honor! We've got Coach to go through the macro news with us to give him some macro perspective.
Hell's yeah.
All right, so if anyone has any problems hearing us, just let us know. But the mic's cranked up right now. So first of all, we have. We need to share a screen again. Hold on. Go away. Okay, never mind. It's already happening. Thanks, Mike. Guys, also soon we're gonna have the studio set up too, where just in the room behind me, where we're gonna have it's gonna look like B grade B. But next month, okay. Also, MetaCon, guys. If MetaCon dates are switched, which is amazing. So I was feeling a little bit anxious about the dates being the end of the month, but now we have the new dates, March 12th and 13th, and probably a special event on the 11th that maybe we'll give some. So the 11th is not sure what we're going to do, but it'll probably be something super fun, super Dubai, like dune buggies in the desert, camel riding, shisha smoking, these kind of fun things. And probably what I'll do is maybe on this live stream one of these days, sometime between now and then, maybe we'll give away, 1 or 2 spots at this VIP event and MetaCon too. So stay tuned for that, guys. But let's get into Bitcoin's third richest man saying you should save in Bitcoin. So basically, that's all it is. But this is what we have been talking about forever, and it's all the billionaires, all the big institutions, all of these things that we've been saying forever, that we all know, but people tend to listen to these rich people because they have a history of success and they've proven themselves already. And so it holds a lot more or a lot more gravity or weight when these guys are doing this. And of course, he says the number one use case for Bitcoin is the fact that it's unseizable or unconfiscatable, which is all super important to have, especially when you're in a corrupt area like the governments, who tend to take assets away from people or tax them unfairly or whatever the case may be. Anything to add on that one?
No, I think that's on point. That's definitely.
Let's talk about doxing. So, guys, let us know in the comments below if you feel like founders of major crypto projects or NFT projects should be able to be anonymous or not. But this essentially goes into talking about how BuzzFeed doxed the founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club. And you can see this guy has the #1 most rare Bored Ape. And of course, you would expect that he would have, considering the fact that he created the project. And then this other guy got doxed as well. And he says, well, fuck it. I got doxed. So here's me in Web 2 and here's me in Web 3. Pseudonymous. So, what do you think about anonymity or pseudonymity in crypto?
If someone actually knows who they really are and they're not bad actors and there's someone that could keep them accountable, it might be okay. But I just don't like how in crypto there's so many people that do really bad stuff because they're anonymous and you don't really know. And there's rug pulls that happen. And there's people that scam. And so it's good, I guess, and it's bad in certain ways. We all know Satoshi's anonymous. It could be him or many people together. But, I don't like the whole scene of people being anonymous because they say whatever they want. They do whatever they want. There's no repercussions. And that includes guys like Warren Ruggs, who we all know so well, who rugged his own community after trying to make himself look legit. So that's kind of why I don't like it.
Which is also Warren Ruggs is probably, we suspect, Zach XPT.
Oh yeah,
who we also think is a ding dong. Who will also probably rug on his community sooner or later.
Or already has.
Yeah. Mike is telling me to be careful what I say because do you work for Zach or something? We already know that this guy hates us all. Zach hates me. He hates all of us, and so it's quite common. Dijapan Dutia says KYC for founders must be mandatory. It depends. This is a kind of a blank statement. What do you mean? Must be mandatory for who? By the way, like, you know, it's you know, like the Bitcoin wouldn't be where it is today if Satoshi
was a person,
was real. Like they would have shut that shit down a long time ago, and he would probably be in Guantanamo Bay or something like that by now. So it has its right time and right place. We just need honesty. And you know what we're building at Paid Network, actually, with like business reputation scores and things like that, are really all about supporting pseudonymity, right? So if you could tie like somebody's actual physical human being body to a wallet or a digital identity that was always tied to them. So, you know, you want to be able to keep track of people's track records of being honest or bad actors or whatever, and be able to kind of review them if you've done business with them, for example, or raise money from them or have, you know, whatever. But at the same time, if that person becomes a bad actor, you want them, that digital identity, that avatar, whatever they're using, to be tied to their physical body, in my opinion, so that they can never create an additional ID. Because otherwise people would just build up a good reputation online, go out and then scam people, you know, just do some good business here and there, blah, 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 build up like a nice reputation score. And then they would go scam somebody, and then that ID would be ruined, but they could just go create a new one. This is why whenever I'm looking for a digital identity solution, I'm always asking them if they've thought of a way to tie the physical presence of somebody through like biometrics or whatever to their actual identity. So I think this is really important. So this is the Bored Apes Yacht Club getting doxxed. Let us know in the comments if you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. I personally, they seem to not care about it too much. I guess you were saying that they thought they were gonna dox themselves anyway.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that they were gonna dox themselves anyways, because I know the girl who was drawing the original Bored Apes, she was doxed, or she came out and did an interview. So I read somewhere, I don't remember exactly where off the top of my head, but that they were going to dox anyways. So I guess it was just something that happened. My whole opinion about it is someone needs to know who they truly are and do KYC. I don't care if they're anonymous because they live in the US and someone's going to come after them. They don't want to have that problem of, you know, the regulatory side until they figure out what they want to do. I do have a problem with 100% anonymous. No one knows who you are. And, you know, they can be a bad actor and you'll never know, and no one else will ever know, and they can just throw something into a mixer and then your money's gone.
Yeah, there's someone said that one of these so Magic Eden, apparently, let's see, where did you post it? That's basically just in the comments right here. We say Magic Eden on Solana launched another rug pull yesterday. 5,000 Solana was stolen. I posted a picture on Kyle's last tweet. That's really bad. So, you know, I think it is our responsibility as a project who basically, you know, when we launch something on Paid Ignition, for example, or one of these other launch pads, whether it's an NFT launch pad or token launch pad, I think that we should take some responsibility in making sure that we do due diligence on the project founders. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I will tell you that we do have a project coming up to Paid Ignition that will be launching probably in March or April, that they will be anonymous to the public. However, we know who they are. We will be doing KYC and KYB, or know your business, on them, and that way we have accountability. So if there was any bad acting from them, we could then go hand over their identity to authorities and things like that. So I feel bad for anyone who lost money in this Magic Eden thing that was launched. I definitely feel like that they should assume some responsibility for that. I know that we absolutely would, if it was happened on Paid Ignition, for example, or Apollo X. So next up, guys, today's Macro Monday. We are talking about this guy. Let's see, Dave Portnoy, he's the founder of Barstool Sports, the sports betting platform. Do we have this video we could share?
Years ago, or maybe a year ago, you said that you're staying away from cryptos because you didn't understand the market. Have you now figured out Bitcoin and the cryptos?
No, I haven't figured them out. But here's what I have figured out. Bitcoin's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's widely adopted. You see main institutions getting in. It's the future. So, everybody I talk to, everybody has some. I think you're an idiot if it's not part of your portfolio. Whether it should be all of it, probably not. But, 29 coins I'm going to build. And when I talk to you in 30 years from now, I'll probably have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin.
In 30 years from now, I'll be dead. But apart from that, that's not too
You don't know what technology holds, Stuart. You never know.
You think I'm an idiot because I don't have any Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. Well, unless you think you're going to be dead soon. Yes.
Well, I'm 73, Dave. I mean, I don't have that long to go.
Why won't you have Bitcoin? There's no reason not to have it, right?
Because
So, let me turn the mic down. So there you have it. So basically what happened, guys, is the Winklevi twins invited this guy over. Dave invited the Winklevi twins over to his house. I think, was it like 2020 or something like that? And taught him how to buy Bitcoin. The problem is, what they probably didn't do was prepare him for the volatility of the market. And so Dave went in and the market corrected a bit. He got scared and dumped his Bitcoin and then bought back in today or recently at a 10x. So basically Dave's saying, guys, like, you're an idiot if you don't have some, and people are going to be watching this, like he's very prominent on Wall Street. He was, what did he have before? Some show, Barstool Sports. Is that his show? Huh?
Day trader, right?
Day trader. Yeah, he's a day trader. He was very popular. He's very popular. And so people are watching this stuff. And guys, if you don't think that people are buying Bitcoin in the masses and saving it, you're definitely mistaken. That's, again, the purpose of this show, is really to tell you guys about the macro news, so we can have a good idea what's going on in the macro news. Let's see, what else do we have next up? Ray Dalio basically talking about how he believes that governments will ban cryptocurrency. Well, this is something that we talk about all the time. We already see different governments starting to do it. The biggest question is places like the United States, for example. So right now, the United States doesn't have any intention, nor have they ever discussed the fact of banning it. And there's so much money now being poured into cryptocurrency regulation. I just think that it's hard to think that they might regulate it or ban it, but there is this point in time when Bitcoin hits $250,000 or so, where the value of Bitcoin usurps the value of the US dollar. And that's when the US dollar starts to get in serious trouble. And that's when they'll start realizing that they really are facing a situation where they might be overrun or overthrown by Bitcoin. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think it's too big to stop. You can't stop a $1 trillion asset class. It's just way too big. Yeah, China can do it because it's China, but not everywhere. No one everywhere else, or not almost anywhere else in the world, works like that. And so you have a lot of pushback. I mean, Thailand, they made a crypto tax, and then everyone was talking to the the government and the Republican Party here, I believe it was, or the Democratic Party here. Actually, I think it is. They basically got the Bitcoin tax banned and said, "Yeah, we're going to make it go back to zero." So to ban something that's so large, it's something you can't even control really anymore. Maybe China, maybe Iran, or some countries will try to ban it. But I mean, if you know anyone who's actually living in China, they're still using crypto all the time. It's just BS to think that they would stop. And so knowing that, I think that, Ray Dalio is saying this because he himself, I think, owns Bitcoin and wants to buy more cheap. It's kind of scaring people out of the market. And like, the one thing I've learned about fundamentals, if you've been in bear markets, you'd understand that all this good news doesn't mean that they're going to buy it right this second. So make sure that you understand that if they're not going to buy it right this second, that when the price goes down to a level where they feel comfortable buying it, that's when a lot of the smart money guys are going to buy. So that would be in a bear market like they did last time and didn't tell you about it. Like Michael Saylor said, he bought, I don't even know, 14,000 Bitcoin or something on his own before he bought it for MicroStrategy.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Guys, for asking, are we in Copenhagen? No, we're back. We're in Phuket. Coach is in Bangkok, but he's here often. And so, yeah, if anyone's ever in town, let us know. We often do crypto meetups locally on the island, things like that. And it's a beautiful place to be. It looks like Thailand is becoming more and more crypto aware and hopefully imposing really good regulation for crypto here. So yeah, that's where we are. And that's the Ray Dalio news. Next up, we got Florida. So again, some of the most forward-thinking states in the United States, again, are Florida. New York is a mixed bag where you've got the most regulation and scrutiny. However, people like the governor, the mayor, are now taking payments in Bitcoin, things like that. We had news that NYDIG is going to start allowing their employees to be paid in Bitcoin. We already know Coinbase offers this solution. We know that Wyoming is incredibly crypto friendly. They actually are the first state to implement regulation on DAOs. And then we also know that from last week, the news that Arizona is also super bullish and also wants to. Also, did you hear about this? Arizona wants to accept Bitcoin as a legal currency.
I didn't. I think I read something about another state though that was saying that.
That's huge news. So like imagine, but the problem is that the federal government doesn't allow a state to implement their own currency. So it'd kind of be the same, but probably much more controversial than something like medical marijuana, where it's still federally banned, but it's legal in the state.
That's interesting. And what about stable coins? I guess that's also an interesting concept of, will they accept stable coins? Thailand won't right now, but I think that's going to change. I think to attract people that have crypto, they're going to want to make it easier for them to spend it.
Yeah.
So that's probably coming in the next cycle. I would assume in 3-4 years, we're going to see crypto being used on everyone's credit cards. This
is also like everything that we talk about is kind of like the it's somewhat of a snowball effect. Nobody wants to be first. A lot of people want to be second, and people definitely don't want to be last for adoption, things like that. So when we see, like here it talks about the different Eric Adams joined Miami City Mayor Suarez and Tampa Mayor Jane Castro, both who would start taking their salaries in Bitcoin. So we start to see this. You start to see different states implementing crypto taxes, crypto regulation in favor for that. And again, a snowball effect happens. People definitely don't want to be last. And so there have to be like debating back and forth, pros and cons. And obviously there's way more pros, especially on a state level, to allowing something like Bitcoin to be used as payments, taxes, and a legal tender than there would be at a federal level, of course. So that's the Miami news or Florida news. And so this is, we've talked about this before on the channel. U.S. Treasury targets NFTs for potential high-value art money laundering. So I'm a little bit confused about how this article describes it exactly. But according to U.S. authorities, in the first 3 months of 2021, the markets for NFTs generated around $1.5 billion in trading volume and grew 2,627% from the previous quarter. So there's no doubt NFT sales are starting to boom. One of the things that I have talked about on this channel is things like capital restrictions from being able to remove money from a certain country. So like China, for example, we talked about, they have I think it's $50,000 US they're allowed to take out per year. And that's it. So if you're a millionaire or billionaire and you want to remove your money from a certain country, we've talked about before, different rich people in China doing something like buying a gem, like a $10 million gem or something like that from a museum or whatever, and then transferring it to London or something, and then selling that at a Sotheby's auction or whatever, so they can get money out of the country. But with NFTs, it makes it a lot easier to do it. You can just buy an NFT. Since China is now allowing, it looks like they will be allowing NFTs, although not crypto. It makes it very easy for somebody to buy an NFT and then just sell it on a different market in crypto and get your money out. So this is it's making it increasingly more difficult for governments to control and regulate. And another thing that we talked about too, that people haven't really thought about is, if you have two wallets, you can easily buy an NFT for X amount of value. Let's say that you buy it for 100 ETH, and then you sell it to yourself on another wallet that's unidentified, brand new, created your self-custody wallet, like MetaMask or whatever. As long as that's not linked to, as long as it's not linked to your KYC anywhere, you could sell the NFT for yourself at a loss. And then you can go to the IRS or whatever and say, hey, I lost a bunch of money on this sale of this NFT. So instead of capital gains for the year, I had capital losses. And you could adjust, so it's a lot of interesting things with NFTs. And if you're a regulator trying to figure out how to regulate this stuff, and you're probably old in the first place. You probably hardly use a computer in the second place. And then third of all, try to wrap your mind around JPEGs is going to be a very difficult kind of thing to do. So, yeah, anything else on this money laundering thing?
No, I think you got all the points for sure. I mean, NFTs are a really easy way for anyone to, you know, place value in an object instead of a currency, which depends on which government, you know, how they define it. And so an NFT, a lot of them call it property. So it's a little bit different. And it's something where I said this to you, Kyle, like you could just have 1 million or 2 million or 5 million NFTs and just you got hacked. Some bot that you created, put it all your NFTs onto another wallet, and you just say you got hacked and you lost all your money, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And you can then, you know, sell them on an OpenSea, put it through Tornado Cash, and then boom, now you have all this money that's clean. So that's what they're talking about. Are a lot of people doing it? I don't think so, but there's definitely been some, you know, some really, really odd purchases that have happened in the last year that kind of don't make a lot of sense in terms of the volume and the prices that have been attracting NFTs or certain types of NFTs.
Yeah. So definitely not financial advice or tax advice here, obviously. But it is things to be consider and something that I'm sure people are already looking into. Just be aware that if you were to try to do something, and we're obviously suggesting that you don't ever do tax evasion or anything crazy like that. But just realize also too that you would have to be very, very careful if you did something like this, because if at any point in time you tie your wallet's identity to your actual identity, and trust me, chain analysis is getting better and better and better. So experts can do this, yes, but if you're just a noob in the space, more than likely you're going to get yourself busted. But the fact is that there's that people who are very, very wealthy usually hire people to help them. Wow, it's got thunder here.
Yeah.
That must mean bullish. Okay, so Tommy's last question is, has there ever been an asset in history that was once adopted and then later abandoned? Potentially BTC only downside. I don't think BTC will ever be abandoned. This is my theory all the way back in 2013. So people ask me all the time, like, Kyle, you know, when you basically exited fiat in 2013 and went all into Bitcoin, you know, were you nervous that it would potentially go to zero one day? And I understood, you know, how it could potentially maybe not be globally adopted as a world reserve currency, but I thought there was always going to be a place for it. There's always a place for Bitcoin in the world. You know, even if it would be banned by all countries, think about all the countries that are on the sanctions list right now. Russia is going to become a sanctioned country. North Korea, China, like all these other countries that are sanctioned, they're obviously going to have a use case for something like Bitcoin or a decentralized sovereign currency for their reserve currency or their store value, their trading things. And then, of course, there's just always going to be, even if we get massive pushback from governments, even if the United States pushes back, yes, of course, it'll be a huge blow to Bitcoin, but it will continue to be adopted and used by people that need it for other purposes. So, but again, like money talks, and we start to see so much of Wall Street and the guys that are actually lining the pockets of regulators to lobby for the adoption of Bitcoin. Remember, there's very few people in the government that are actually at the very top of the food chain. Usually people that are controlling government are the people that, or making a lot of legislation. They're the ones who really have a lot of the power. But it's actually benefiting people in regulatory bodies or not regulatory body, but the actual people who are voting yes or no on something to let Bitcoin become adopted. It's better for the country, and these guys are all buying it in masses. We see all the governors, politicians. I mean, if we had to do something where all the government would have to come say how much Bitcoin they actually own, I think you guys would be shocked. Yeah, this is just real quick. This is Korean mobile gaming giant Netmarble is looking to build a metaverse sequel to its popular board game Everybody's Marble. So this is just one of the largest game developers in all of South Korea is now creating a sequel, version 2 of this incredibly popular game. I don't see if it says anywhere how many people are actually playing this game, but I don't see anything about it. But anyway, it's one of the biggest games in Korea. And of course, they're going metaverse because if you weren't, you'd be falling super behind. Okay, so this is very interesting. So basically, fundraising wrap, over $800 million investments poured into crypto just this week alone. So last week on the stream, I talked to you guys about, if we went into potential bear market, just how it would be different from 2018 and 19, for example. In 2018 and 19, there weren't really any crypto firms or VCs that had sufficiently been capitalized prior to 2017, for example. So when the liquidity really dried up from the market in 2018, 19, it was damn near impossible to get funded if you were building a project in 2018, 19. So we didn't see a lot of innovation. We didn't see continuous projects continuing to launch, but now we see massive amounts of capital. I mean, billions and hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars being poured into the crypto markets, VC funds raising, like something like Andreessen Horowitz, $4.5 billion. We see all these other funds every single day, every single week, about how much they're raising. So just to sum up this article, we saw just in the last week alone, we saw FTX closing $400 million in a Series C. We saw Credo, who we talked about recently, Partisia using multi-party computation. So Credo is another MPC solution for payments and wallets and things like that. They closed at $80 million Series A, led by 10T, Coinbase Ventures, Avalanche, and Terra. And then we saw Pixel Vault, a $100 million NFT platform. We also saw, who else was it? Then you see like all these big guys behind it as well. And then Alexis Ohanian, we just talked about this recently, raising a ton of, this is Reddit's co-founder, closed $500 million for a fund. And the list goes on and on and on. Plus, not to mention all the other gaming projects that we've seen recently closing between $10 and $25 million on their projects as well. Okay, and then let's go and let's see. We still have some time left. 31 minutes of the stream. Let's go and let's do some Q&A. So if anyone has any questions for Coach or any questions for me, and don't forget, guys, in a few minutes we're gonna go race Get Paid Pega from Pegaxy, and if I win, we're gonna give the winnings back to somebody in here. What do they have to? You absolutely have to be subscribed. You have to go check out Coach's channel. And if you guys don't know who Coach K is, go check out his channel because it's awesome. Totally different than mine. He covers mostly technical analysis, trading charts. So if you're into crypto for short-term trading, and that's your jam, make sure you go check out Coach's channel. But let's hope that we win because I definitely want to give away these tokens to you guys. So let's go into questions. Question is, do you think Bitcoin will go down close to March or in March since rates are going up then? What do you think, Coach?
I think like we'll get February and March, kind of like I believe it was 2018 was very similar, where we had a nice dead cat bounce back to 11K when it dropped all the way to I think 8, and then it came back to 11, and then the bear market pretty much was already started, but that was when really people noticed it. And I think we'll go sideways and down, slowly, and I think a lot slower and not as deep as we did last cycle. So you're not going to see like an 80% pullback on Bitcoin from the top. So with all these legacy financials and all the money being raised, it's not going to come out the market. People are going to start putting more money in a bear market than they did last time. That's the difference between this cycle. The only difference is that we're still going to go down, and that alts are going to go down with Bitcoin, and so will ETH. But instead of looking at that as a negative thing where people always, oh, Coach, it sucks you talk negative, look at it as a positive thing because there's going to be opportunities for you to buy it cheaper again. So that's really what the thing you have to kind of get your mindset around is like, okay, if you're in this for the long term, yeah, it might suck for the short term, but I always want the market to go up. So does Kyle. So does anyone who's in crypto, because that's why we're here. But we have to be realistic. And so that's really what I think. We're going to hit that 52 max, maybe 56. And then we're going to start coming back down slowly, kind of like feeling long and drawn out, and kind of make the boring market, the market gets boring again. And that's kind of the time when people leave and you see who the real people actually are here. You'll find out who the real influencers are, who the real people who really care about the industry will go and talk at conferences again once they start opening up. And that is what I'm really looking forward to, because bear markets are the time where you can build your network. And, in the next bull market, that's when you can actually, realize your gains from your network and the hard work that you do that people don't see when it's bearish.
Yeah. So that's that. So I see some people talking about parachains here and an XCM, which is cross-chain messaging between the different parachains. and this is what I really this is like the reason why I'm so bullish on Polkadot, and also the reason that people haven't seen the potential of it. Because if you just look at Polkadot or a parachain's functionality and throughput, you're going to say, well, it really is not even as close to like Solana or Avalanche, for example, as far as like speed and finality. In general, the proposed fees are something that's also not as cheap as a layer 2, not as cheap as a Solana, although it could be actually free for any user, depending on the parachain that you build on and what kind of relationship you have with them and what kind of deal that you do with them. But yeah, this talk about EVMs. So of course, what we're building, our layer 1 blockchain that we have is going to have EVM compatibility as well as native Rust smart contracts as well. So you guys might be asking like what the difference is between a Rust smart contract and Solidity smart contract. Well, you're going to have, so one, an EVM environment built on top of Polkadot isn't going to give you the full benefits that building your smart contracts on the native language Rust would. So you're going to see like faster throughput, faster finality, cheaper transactions, and just the ability to do more in smart contracts with native Rust contracts. And this is why for the layer 1 that we're building, we definitely, of course, will allow EVM compatibility. And we do have a lot of projects already looking to build that will be an EVM. However, we definitely encourage people that can build smart contracts in Rust to do so, because you'll get the full benefit of what Polkadot and Rust will allow. All the big blockchains now that are really good at, everyone's building in Rust. So you've got Solana, Terra, Avalanche, Polkadots, like, these guys are all building Rust. Even Partisia, which we've talked about a few times now, just implemented Rust smart contracts for their layer 1. Let's go. Maybe you guys. Okay, so if you have any more questions, ask them right now. Mike will gather a couple for me. Maybe we can answer just before the stream ends. But let's go back and race this studita. Okay, let's see. So we got get paid. All right, so let's go and see. You could rent her out to race. So basically on Pegaxy, you can, if you have an asset like this, you can actually rent them out. So so I can rent this lady out, and people, and I don't have to do anything. And then you could, I believe you could actually control the percentage that if someone wins with you. So you can say like, oh, if you win, we split 50-50, or maybe you get 70, I get 30, or you get 90, I get 10, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. I haven't rented mine out yet. I have to learn first. If I rent my Pegaxy out, can they breed with it? That would make me a bit nervous. So my breed count, I've never bred this. Bitch is it's totally not. It's not R-rated, right? It's a female dog, really, but also we can call this horse one maybe. Anyway, so so let's go race her. So we're gonna pick a Pega. So now I have 3 Pegas. I've got Avocado, I've got Get Paid, and Wings of Fury. Why is it taking so long to load? Any questions? Do you think other countries are secretly buying Bitcoin?
Always.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Guys, here's a question. Do you know who has one of the top 5 wallets as a country? Anyone know?
I don't know.
China. China has one of the biggest Bitcoin wallets in the world, but they banned it. I wonder why. Guess.
Why?
Let's ban everyone else from using it. And when the world makes them worth so much more money, we can sell them on everybody else. Maybe.
They, also, North Korea has a significant amount of Bitcoin as well. Yeah. So North Korea, if you don't know, North Korea was behind the WannaCry ransomware. So I think that was like 2019 or 20, something like that, when basically everybody was getting infected with WannaCry. And in order, if you had a big company or hospital or whatever, and you accidentally installed the WannaCry malware, it would basically encrypt your entire computer, so you couldn't access any of the files on it or access it at all. And it would just tell you a message and say, like, if you want to get access to your computer back, you have to send some Bitcoin to this address. And they managed to rack in like so much Bitcoin from this. And so North Korea also has mining. And so this is another reason why. Oh, Mike says that it's a mare, not a bitch. Okay, whatever, Mike. Move. Okay, so one of the questions was, how often can you race Pega? Literally back to back. So after we raced live on stream last week, I literally just went and I raced like until I got first place, which was maybe like 10 races more. It took me about an hour to do this, and I was able to win in that 1 hour. The first race, I got second place, and then like 10 races later, I got first place, whopping me something like around netting me something like a whopping $36 in an hour. That's what most people make on Axie today in a month of playing. So, do you think the ETH flipping could happen?
I think it may at one point maybe, but I mean, we'll get there when we get there. I think ETH has a completely different use case to Bitcoin. It's kind of like the internet money. Bitcoin's like the reserve currency. So I think they can definitely both work hand in hand. Whether it flips or not, I don't know. ETH, they'll always be able to make more. Bitcoin, there's only 21 million. So it really comes down to it. All I know is that XRP ain't flipping Bitcoin ever.
Neither is Cardano.
Yeah, neither is Cardano. Sorry, Charles.
But there is a lot of speculation that potentially maybe like some people are saying Solana might flip Ethereum. I think while it has a lot of institutional backing and the fact that that it's just so far proven from a reliable platform right now, you can't even imagine it. Who in their right mind would make a DeFi platform that potentially could fail on Solana right now? It's so risky and dangerous. So Mike said that one of you guys said that someone on Banter said they were making $800 a day on Pegaxy. That's like life-changing money for anyone, really. I mean, not even for Philippines, but like go. Who are we? What are we again? Go get paid. Where we at? Are we this one?
Yeah.
That has
Mush.
Are we winning? Where the fuck is our thing? Who are we? It doesn't even have us in here.
Who am I?
I hope I'm number 5.
I am.
Guys, why don't I have a name here? What is it?
Number 9?
I hope that we're number 5. It literally doesn't even say who the heck we are. we know that we're either 1 or 9, and 5 or 9. Hope to God we're number 5. Come on, please be us.
Nine's way.
Oh
shit! It might be 9, and it looks
no. Oh, not.
It.
Oh no. Oh, we're 9. Oh, we're 9. We're 9.
Well, is it over? No.
Go, bitch, go!
It's a mare. Go, mare.
Come on, mare. Oh man, looks like we're not.
Well, you could have got 3rd.
We didn't win, but let's go. We'll show you quickly. We'll show you quickly just how quickly you can roll this over. So eventually, guys, they're gonna want to they're gonna make this so that it becomes from a 2D game. Apparently in beta, maybe we can actually. So look, all you have to do, boom, is go like next match, and it's actually running a bit slower today than it was when I played it last week. But basically that's it. So it's really kind of mindless right now. And yeah, I'm sorry, it's because I called it a bitch, but that's a good thing. It can be a good thing, you know. Like it doesn't have to be a con, like you know, like actually, my mom got a book that said like what was it called? Something like why men marry bitches, or why you should be bitch, or something like that. And it was like my mom's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a bitch. So like it's like so you can be a badass, right? Like they don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a negative connotation. It could be, wait, I'm racing with Wings of Fury. That's why we're losing. My God. I didn't need to, why am I not racing with Get Paid? Okay, we're in second. Here we go. Come on, guys. Second place. Come on, Wings of Fury. Wait, we're first place. We're first place.
Oh.
Let's go. Second place. Come on. I'm out of it. Come on, let's go.
Smack your ass. Come on. Yeah.
We have to do one more before my next call. I got to call in a few minutes, but we have to do one more race with the actual Get Paid. Come on. We were doing so good initially.
Oh. This could not be addictive.
No, this is so boring right now. We're in third place again.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. We want to give away some coins. Let's go, guys. Guys, if you have we will win if you smash the like buttons. We need everybody watching smash like buttons. If you do, on the next race, we're definitely going to win, and we're definitely going to give away the winnings. Okay, let's go pick. First of all, okay, so we have to go back to racing. Calculator was, I didn't win, so who cares?
Dave.
Mike, is there any questions that we should ask in the meantime before okay, so we want to
how do casinos do in a bear market?
transfer.
People watch horse racing all the time.
Racing. How do I pick a Pega? Okay, we want to pick.
That's when you
get paid. Okay, this is her first race, ladies and gentlemen. This is her first race. Let's give her an round of applause. Thank you. Wait a minute. It's okay. And the crowd goes wild. Okay, we still have 3 minutes in the next call. Not really rushing here. Is there any more questions in the meantime? Mike says no questions, but I guarantee there's been a question that has been answered. If you feel neglected, it's because of Mike. It's not because I ignored it. It's because Mike just carelessly said no without ever actually looking. Come on, Matic or Polygon, let's go. This is not
slow.
This is poly slow. Look, it's still approving. Come on. It's on Polygon. I always thought Polygon's supposed to be instantaneous and cheap.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to speed this thing up. Too many crickets. Let's go. We're gonna speed this up because we don't have time to sit here and wait for Polygon to do something. That's not really a question, Mike. So I think that the one I'm the most excited about is which doesn't have a lot of attention on it yet, but it did get a bunch of attention actually, like before the correction, was Remark on Polkadot, because you can do so much with those NFTs. Like if you have one of the best use cases is if you've got a video game, right? And let's say that you start off with a soldier, and the soldier basically has like underwear, but no other clothes, no other weapons, whatever. And so you buy this character as a base NFT, but then you can go to Marketplace and you can buy guns, you could buy clothes, skins, whatever you want with them. And then you could add those NFTs. Whoa, what the hell is this? Jesus, should I just accept anyway and get hacked? Yeah. Okay. Huh? What's that? Okay, guys, we're gonna race before we end tonight. And let me know also, guys, is there any yeah, Remark is amazing. D-Race, I have no idea about D-Race. Huh?
Similar concept, like racing cars, but instead of horses.
Now, can you control it, or is it completely? This is all completely random number generated.
I think it's completely random. You just click a button and it races.
All right, guys. This is Get Paid's first race, guys. Come on, let's see if the algorithms are biased for newbies. Like, obviously, if they were smart, we would win this race because then people knew you'd get addicted to it, right? Like I did the first. They were very smart to allow me to win the first time I did, because then I was like, oh, this is fun. If I would have lost the first time, I might have left.
Good marketing. Let everyone win the first time. Get them addicted. It's like giving them drugs, man. Here's some.
Pegaxy, if you're watching this, if you're watching this, let us know if you want to sponsor like Pegaxy matches. We'll race, and then we can do giveaways for people watching this. Maybe you can give a Pega away. That would be amazing. Maybe you can give away some VIS tokens or whatever. And then also let us know, because the only reason that I'm covering this game so much is because a lot of the guilds are telling me that they want to switch from Axie to Pegaxy. And so that's why I'm bullish on it. I don't have any Pegaxy tokens. I was not an advisor. I don't hold bags of it. Now I have some horses because you saw me buy them, or some Pegas, but I don't have a lot of skin in the game. I'm just doing this literally because we start to see it generating way more revenue right now for people than an Axie scholar could do, for example.
It looks more fun too.
This?
Axie's so much more boring.
This is taking forever. Why? This was not this slow last week when we did it. What's going on?
It's a Tron-like movie vibe.
Come on. Have you guys seen that YouTube video where it's like a Filipino guy and his auntie's driving a Lexus, and he goes, and she's trying to reverse into a parking spot, and he's just waiting behind her to get passed through because she's blocking the way out of the parking lot. He goes, "Come on, auntie, ala, what are you doing, auntie? Reverse, la, reverse. Oh, auntie, why you own Lexus RS 300 if you cannot drive, auntie? Why?" It's so funny. I love it. But come on, what is going on here? This is horrible, guys. I'm really trying to do this for you. Yeah,
time.
big time will overtake the gaming guilds. I agree. Okay,
There's a lot of games that are going to come out.
this is
that are gonna be
horrible.
overtaking it.
Let me try. I guess we're gonna try to refresh. It could be a mistake. I'm doing. We'll try one more time. See if we can get this thing going. If not, we're gonna have to save it for tomorrow.
Maybe the rain.
Might be the rain. Okay, start. Get paid. Come on, baby. Let's go. Matching. 2, 3. ETA doesn't. It's. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's my connection, but it could be.
Lightning storm outside. Maybe.
Let's see. Speed test.
There it is.
MetaMask. Let's go. Sign.
Don't fail us.
So my next call is with Rio, by the way, which is some game, and hopefully we'll be bullish on it, because if we are, then we like it. We'll bring it to paid ignition, and you guys, this is taking too long, guys.
At least it's not costing you gas fees.
Yeah, I know.
That would be a lot more expensive.
Let's see if it's our fault or if it's their fault. Wow, we're getting
It's
plenty.
definitely their fault.
Look at, you don't get this in the United States hardly. Like it's so slow. When I was back at the holidays for this, it was just okay, guys. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to race, but I will wait till tomorrow's stream. I will not race her until yeah, Dio will be huge. Decimated. Like I said before, guys, if you missed, did we post the interview yet? Look at these guys. Vacation over the whole weekend. Huh? We're posting that? Okay, guys, this is going slow. I don't know why. Please tag at Pegaxy on Twitter and say, guys, Kyle was trying to do a live stream and you just couldn't even get into it. Please help him by giving him free Pegas to give the community. Okay, thanks, guys. Love you. Appreciate all your help. And I will see you tomorrow when we will actually race this baby. Bye-bye.